Line drag's a big thing. If you reduce your back lines by half their diameter, that's a huge increase in lift, because the longer you make your lines, you could have a sag of like up to a meter and a half of sag. You'll notice that if you fly with 27 meters or if you fly with 10 meters, your upwind ability will increase almost double. It's amazing. But your flying skills have to increase to be able to fly with 10-meter lines. The disadvantage of 10-meter lines is that you have to take a bigger kite, and your jumping style has to change, whereas you swing underneath the kite and leave the kite really far behind you, and then just before you hit the water, you have to move the kite forward and to make the soft landing, where you have a lot more forgiveness with the longer lines, where you're kind of like a pendulum underneath the kite. I mean, for kite surfing, you can use up to 40 meters if you're going for big air, big hang time. I personally like to ride with 15 to 18 meters. I like the speed of the kite through the air. I like to be able to turn the kite instantly and change my direction, catch a wave. I like instant pop. So with 18-meter lines, you're like a Ferrari. You move the bar, the kite goes up, you jump. If you see a wave in front of you 1 foot away from you, you want to jump, you just turn the bar. You're instantly jumping. Long lines or 27-meter lines takes a lot of preparation. You got to look in front, you got to decide when you're going to jump, and everything has to come together at the same time. The board has to release from the water, kite has to be directly overhead, and then your jump is initiated. I find that I like the speed. I like the speed at which I can go with short lines. I can go much faster than long lines. My upwind ability is better. For me, everything is better. I don't need as much room on the beach. I can relaunch the kite faster because it's closer to me. All aspects are better. The only problem for the intermediate or beginner rider, even maybe the expert rider, is it takes time to learn. And if you're used to 27 meters, the 50-meter lines will scare you to death. But, after a day, you get the hang of it. Okay. We have wind tunnel simulation, so we're looking at how the whole kite reacts together. So the profile in the center of the kite, the profile in the midsection of the kite, and the profile in the tips. They all work differently, and they all have to create different characteristics. So yeah, we play a lot with that. And first we run it through the wind tunnel simulations. Then we get a better idea, and our first stab at an R&D kite is a lot closer. I'll make anywhere from 5 to 10 kites a week. Everything's made in China. We develop it all on the computer here. We send the file email. The kites get made on the computer plotter, and they're sent back FedEx in 5 days. So usually, my biggest problem is I've already got a new idea by the time the kites get back, and I've already sent off another 5 to 10 files. So some kites never even get tested. So we got more kites than we have time to test. That's usually the biggest problem. So, like for the X3, I probably made 40 12 meters. Yeah. And then the 16, probably 15. And the 18, maybe 6. The 25. Myself and Robbie, we have such a long history of developing and testing products that we can pretty much go out in 1 minute or less and know what's wrong with the kite or tell which one is better. So really the longest time it takes us is actually coming back to the beach, changing the lines, and going back out again with a new kite. But pretty much within, 30 seconds, we know what's going on with the kites. And the nice thing is that we pretty much feel the same thing. So